up, everybody? I'm Sal Kalani. This is Reggie Steele. And welcome to Spitballin. Spitballin.
What's up, everybody? I'm Sal Kalani. This is Reggie Steele.
And welcome to Spitballin.
We
are here. We here for it. We got some
day
things
after
for
the
you
debate.
today.
We're here.
Yeah, we got some things for you today. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready.
There was the debate last night. It was Bronny James got drafted. I was telling Reggie I got a new POORdain. The POORdain should be up on YouTube now. Or Monday. Monday it drops, but that'll be. Oh, did your mic come undone? But if it drops on Monday, and this will probably come out after that. So yeah, right now, if you're listening to this, you could go on our YouTube channel and check out the first 5 episodes of POORdain.
Nice. All right, I'm back. My cable came undone for a second, so I had no sound.
No worries. I was just explaining to the people about the upcoming POORdain YouTube series.
Oh yeah, they gotta go check out the POORdain series, man. You guys are
new
missing out.
pictures. They got some pictures in there with some Ken Burns cropping.
Oh my goodness, we have. Let me just throw this out to you right now. We have some of the most amazing, mediocre pictures of food you've ever seen. I mean, if you want to see what food looks like on paper plates, or even better, styrofoam plates, you gotta check out the POORdain videos, man. I mean, we got some of the most affordable budget food from different parts of the country that you've ever seen. It's amazing. Like, this is food that you can actually afford. Yeah.
Well, some of my favorites is your reactions to the pictures, and I was uploading and rewatching a part yesterday with the East Hollywood, and I'm at the buffet, and you're like, and I started eating before I took the picture, and you're like, you look like a child ate your corn. It's all over the place. And then you're like, you got a piece of the chicken leg under the mashed potatoes. You're like, you're eating in public, Sal.
Yeah, man, it was amazing to look at it. I was like, wow, this is incredible. I mean, I've known Sal for a long time, and I'm still learning. You hear this, folks? I've known Sal for over 10, 15 years now, and I'm still learning things about him. Looking at that plate of food,
I'd say 20 years, bro.
Oh, 20. We're 20 years deep in this, and I'm still learning stuff about this dude. It's amazing. So yeah.
We got some pictures today. I think there's some good ones. I think I did okay. But they're all on the phone, but we'll see.
Okay.
All right. So last night, Reggie was saying you didn't watch a debate, Reg. What'd you do?
I did not watch the debate. It's like I picked up my phone and it was like reactions to the debate. And I was like, oh damn, I just missed it. So I was able to pick up a couple of sound bites, and I picked up the one where Biden stumbled over trillions and billions and then lost his train of thought, and then he couldn't recall one part. And then I saw the soundbite of Trump. I don't know how I feel about being referred to as the blacks. And I heard him make a comment about black jobs. You know, he's let the immigrants come in. They're taking black jobs. They're taking Latin jobs. The Hispanics are taking black jobs. And I'm like, and who puts their hands like this? Who talks with their hands like this, right?
Yeah, I was telling Reggie, people with little hands.
People with little hands. So I was thinking, as far as black jobs go, so I'm black and I have a job. And at my job, I work with white people, Asian people, Latin people, Middle Eastern people, Indian people, like whatever you want. Like we run the gamut. And I'm just trying to think, I'm like, yo, are all these other dudes, have they stolen black jobs?
Yeah, those black jobs.
Are those black jobs because I'm there? Or have I, as a black person, stole a white job? Like, I'm like, oh damn, can I be arrested?
It sounds like you got an international job. Not, I don't know.
Yeah,
You had a lot of variety.
Exactly. I'm like, do the Asians claim this job and now I done stole an Asian job, or the Middle Easterners claim this job and I done stole a Middle Eastern job? Like, I want to know what's a black job. And then, I mean, are there certain perks that come with black jobs that I don't like? You know what I'm saying? Like, as a black person doing a black job, do I get something extra? Right? Like, is the pay higher or is the pay less? Or is a black job really just a free job? And it's like it's related to slavery. Like, I don't know what's a black job. So I
It
thought
was
that was interesting.
ridiculous. It was, yeah, it was, and I watched about like 30, 40 minutes, and then I started flipping back to Planet of the Apes was on or something. I was like, I
Right. Oh,
can't
hold
watch
on.
this shit.
Hold on. I got one more. And I did see the sound bite where Biden was like, he's had sex with a porn star
Yeah.
while his
He's like,
wife was pregnant.
yeah, yeah. Like it was weird. Everyone was shitting on Biden. Like, oh yeah, he like had a bad I guess they say he had a bad start, and I saw him like lose his train of thought there for a second. But yeah, he was way quiet, but he was like listing facts and he made a lot of very good points where Trump was I guess you could say he was vibrant, but he was just lying his ass off. It was the same lies, and then like even
Wow.
then he just lied. Everybody thought overturning Roe was good. Like, what is he talking about? He just
What is
makes
he
shit
talking about?
up. And like, and then
Yeah, what about the protests in the streets? Right?
like the CNN
Yeah.
people can't really even fact check them or stop them, or they had to keep asking them if you'd accept the election. Well, if it's fair this time, it's just like call him out on he's suggesting that the last one wasn't fair because he can't admit he lost. It's like so un-American and
Wow.
gross, and I don't understand how like people could support this bullshit. 34 fucking felonies, convicted, and then January
And still,
6th
yeah.
and COVID, the way he responded, it was terrible. And then he just makes shit up. And then like so everyone was freaking out about Biden, and like I don't know. I get he's old. They're both old fucks. But I guess they're worried because those people who just that those what 1% of people who vote with the gut and they don't know who to go with, they don't like that maybe. So I don't know what's the plan. And now they're like, get someone else. It's too late to get someone else.
It's
It's
too
what
late.
it is, man.
Hey, dude, I don't. I mean, I know that as as Americans, we have very short memories, but I don't know how you can forget 4 years of the um the racial um the racist and bigots, the racism and bigotry, and the poor race relations, and the bottom of the barrel being dug up and brought to the surface. I mean, you talk about, look, we can easily talk about how his response to COVID. We could talk about January 6th. We could talk about the 34 felonies, but we can also talk about the march in Charlotte, right? That was inspired by him. Like, these guys felt like they felt
Right. And he just
emboldened to
kept
come out.
denying that. It's just like it was
And
just
then
it's
they're
a
good people on
circus.
both. What about, and then the car drive,
Oh, you froze there for a
and
second.
then the car drive people, the Kenosha shooting. Like, there are a lot of
Yeah.
things that happened under his watch that were just that are detrimental to the integrity of this country
Yeah.
overall. You know what I mean? Like, as far
Yeah.
as like who we are as a nation, or who we not who we are as a nation, but who we strive to be as a nation,
Yeah, he's
right?
gonna try and get rid of
Um,
health care. It's just terrible. I can't understand how we're in this situation where people will fall for this fucking con man.
dude,
And
this has
like
been
they're gonna
calculated. Go ahead.
yeah, they're going after the Supreme Court's gonna get if he wins, gonna go that's gonna get worse.
Oh,
The fucking healthcare he's gonna try and replace.
the Republicans, look, man, I don't like giving them credit because I don't align with their views, but their game plan from the beginning, they've always played the long game. It's always been the long game. It's always been about trying to put people into positions of power to make decisions that will impact the entire country, right? Like, the fact that we got states posting the 10 commandments in the classrooms, and in Oklahoma, they're like, the teachers will now have to teach the Bible.
I saw that. I'm like, what the fuck?
Are you out of you? And then this guy, and this is the thing, this is what they do. He's a handsome, young, white guy, clean cut, Like, if you don't hear the words coming out of his mouth, if you just look at him, you go, okay, he looks like he knows, like he might know something based on what this country puts on a pedestal, right? As far as like being informed and educated and being right, right? This dude said the teachers will have to teach the Bible. And he called, and I quote, he called the Bible, and I quote, a historical document.
Jesus. You start doing Lord of the Rings next, was to teach him. Like,
exactly.
Here's the thing,
Mordor
man. Like,
and Sauron.
Yeah, you can't. Oh my God. And the whole country, these people always want to say they're patriots. And like the whole country was founded on not on religion. Thomas Jefferson and John Adams, they hated religion. They want nothing to have it. That's why they left England to get away from religious persecution. And so it's
Exactly.
like it's what and I saw somebody said that the First Amendment, it isn't there so you could you know protect you from whatever religion you believe. No, it's there to protect the country from the influence of other religions or any religion.
Exactly. And that's why we have a thing called the separation between church and state.
Right.
It's
and they
very
forget that.
simple.
They just pick and choose what parts of the Constitution they want to agree
Exactly. Exactly. Man, I hope everybody in Oklahoma just takes their kids out of public schools and takes them and just put them somewhere else. Right. Like, I hope teachers refuse. I hope every teacher in the state refuses to teach the Bible as part of a historical document in class. Right. Now, look, at home, whatever your personal beliefs are and religion is and whatever you want to teach, that's fine. And in school, we have to allow you to express yourself, your religious beliefs, and that's fine. But it's not the school or the teacher's place or right to teach you. Okay, so if you say the Bible, you want to teach the Christian Bible, the King James version of it, whatever, then who's to say that somebody else says, well, look, I want the Torah to be taught. Actually, I prefer the Quran to be taught.
Yeah, man.
Or, you know what? I like the Book of Mormon to be taught, right? Like, where does it stop, right? It's like, we're not that nation. We are not one nation under one religion. We are a collection of all religions. So you can't force the Bible on everybody, right? Like, it's just not.
It's so un-American.
Right. So un-American.
I got a Uber ride from the airport the one day, and I was talking to the guy, and a little bit of an accent. And I was like, "Oh, where are you from originally?" And he goes, "Palestine." I was like, "Oh man, I'm sorry for all this." And I'm gonna tell you, Reg, in 10 minutes we solved the whole problem. It was like no problem. We just bada bing, bada boom.
It's like, let's give Palestine a place to call their own, for it to be a real state. And that's it,
he's like,
right?
It wasn't right. He's like, yeah, they shouldn't have kidnapped those people, killed those people, but you can't be killing kids. And then he goes, this is funny though. He goes, anyone comes after me with a religion, I walk the other way. I was like, I read the book.
Nice.
He's like, I do it on my own. I don't need, and that's very true. I mean, religion has caused so many wars and deaths, and everyone will think I'm right, so I'm going to fight to the death because God's on my side. And it's just like, well, but yeah, dude, one Uber ride, we solved it like that, dude. So
there you go. It sucks, man, because I don't think that religion is inherently bad, right? Like, I don't think that it's that like, I don't think that if you read the books, there's like, okay, I'm gonna go out and genocide and conquer and kill everybody. Like, I don't think the books are bad, but I think people's interpretation or people's use and manipulation of the book. It's the same thing with money.
Right.
Money is not bad. Money is a tool. I teach this to Theo all the time, or to my son. I go, money is a tool akin to a hammer and a screw and a nail and pliers. It is a tool to use to do something, right? Like, to either provide comfort, stability, shelter, food, fresh air, fresh water, clothing, right? It's a tool to be used. It is not inherently bad, but people's love of it, or people's desire for it, or people's greed, or people's misuse of it is what makes it bad. But it's the thing itself isn't bad. So religion.
That's why you got to just go on your own and do it. Don't get in any groups. That's where the cults begin.
Yeah, but the problem with that is, and I thought about this, you can create your own community, but then you live in a bubble.
Right.
Right. You're living. It's like you're within a realm of chaos, But within that realm of chaos, there's a little pod of people who it's like a utopian society where it's like, oh, okay, we all work together and we help each other and we look out for each other and work and barter and trade and build and collect and we're nice and we say hi and bye and we're respectful. But it's a pod surrounded by chaos. It's almost like, like if you live in the nicest house in a bad neighborhood, do you live in a really nice house or do you live in a prison? Right? Like you get into your place and you're like, I don't want to go outside because it's chaotic out there. Right? Mm-hmm. So then your house becomes your prison. Right. My thing is, why don't we just make it where everyone can live in a nice place and go outside? Right? Like I don't want to be in the bubble, bro. Although that's what it feels although that's what it feels like, the only way to make it happen. And then if somebody else creates their bubble, who knows what they're teaching in that bubble? They're like, oh, we got our little bubble over here, and we believe this, and you believe that, and now the bubbles are at war, right? Like,
all the bubbles be fighting. All right, well, that's it. It's 4 more months to the election. Whatever, who the fuck knows what's happened? Basketball. Draft happened. Right. Nobody really.
Did we talk about the Celtics winning championship?
Probably not, but yeah, they won it. Good for them.
Celtics won the whole thing. Hold on, I gotta say this though. I gotta throw this out there. Jason Tatum was in all intents and purposes the face of the organization of the Celtics. They're like Jason Tatum, but then there's another dude who's like it was like Batman and Robin stole the show.
Jaylen Brown winning the MVP of the finals. Dude, did he not even get in the All-Star game this year?
Well,
or All-Pro, I think.
No, he didn't make any All-Pro teams, right? Yeah. He got the highest. He's the highest paid player in the NBA. He didn't make any All NBA teams, not pro, but All NBA teams. He was the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. They won the championship, and then he was the Finals MVP. Right? So his legacy is solidified as far as like he might be not a first ballot Hall of Famer, but he's basically on this track to become a Hall of Famer. If they win another one and he gets another MVP, then I mean, come on. This guy is,
they're both pretty good. And
yeah, they're both really good.
That first game, Porzingis came out of nowhere, and then he was awesome, and then he kind of got hurt.
And Jaylen Brown was still right there with him, though.
Yeah, man, it was, I don't know, Kyrie and
Luka Doncic.
They just couldn't get it done, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard with small guards, man. Like with one small guard, right? Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are coming in at 6'8" and 6'9". Luka's coming in at 6'7". Kyrie's coming in at 6'3", right? When you have a smaller guy like that, it's just hard, man. There's only 2 guys that I've seen that were small that kind of did well, and that was Isaiah Thomas and Allen Iverson. AI.
What about that Donovan Mitchell though? He's doing all right.
Yeah, but Donovan Mitchell hasn't won anything.
Yeah.
Look, there've been plenty of small guards that are exciting.
What did AI win?
That's what I'm saying. He took his team to the finals, but he didn't win. At least Isaiah Thomas won 2.
Twice.
Right?
Yeah, he could have beat him until he got Pippen.
Yeah, exactly. Now small guards that have been exciting and fun to watch. Stephon Marbury, Steve Francis. Huh?
Mark Price.
No, Mark Price was not exciting to watch. I'm talking about guys that were like Steve Francis. At one point, they called this dude the franchise, right? Like
Muggsy Bogues.
Muggsy small guard, fun to watch. Spud Webb, fun to watch. He ain't gonna win nothing with him. Earl Boykins, fun to watch, right? Like, who else is a small? I even go as far as, Steve Nash was a point guard, so I'm not gonna give him trouble, but he was a 2-time back-to-back MVP, but never made it to the finals. Never made it to the finals as a player. Who else was considered a small guard? Right, I'm just thinking about small guards. It's hard to get. Even when Kyrie won, he still had a 6'8" LeBron James.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
it's hard to be the guy if you're a small guard.
Exactly.
Isaiah was able to do it, but he also had the bad boys with him.
Well, he had
Rodman and Dumars.
He had Joe Dumars. He had Vinnie Johnson. He had Dennis Rodman. He had
John
Bill
Sally,
Lane
Bill
Beer,
Lane
John
Beer.
Sally, what's his name? Mahorn, Rick Mahorn.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't just beat you, they beat you up.
Yeah.
Right? Like they were not just and John, I would say Isaiah and Joe Dumars are both small guards, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they also had, don't forget, they had Mark Aguirre and Adrian Dantley. They were so deep, so stacked, right? Like it was amazing. But
speaking of small guards, the Lakers have a new small guard on their team. I don't know if you heard. Bronny James, the son of LeBron James, will now be playing with his father, which is kind of cool.
Hey, dude, it's amazing. It's amazing for that dude to have giving birth to a kid, brought that kid to the game as a baby, and now that dude is drafted by the team that he's playing for, and he will play with his father. And he play with his son.
That's insane.
That's insane.
A
It just
guy
adds to
that,
LeBron's
grew
legacy.
up in, he grew up like in in the inner city, and a single parent, and to be able to,
To have that,
unbelievable.
unbelievable. Now,
Have that career.
I want to say this because I've only heard a couple of people say. I've heard one of my friends was saying, man, I just feel bad for Bronny because now he's gonna have this whole, he's gonna have to live with the stigma of like, he's only in the league because his father, he's only in the league because of his father. And I was like, look, man, I don't want to hear it. Because Coach, who is it? Wojciechowski said it, and he said it best. I loved it. He goes, I don't want to hear anything about, nepotism or Bronny James and LeBron. He said nepotism has run rampant through this league for decades. I mean, hell, Jeannie Buss is the daughter of Jerry Buss, right? So nepotism, the organization was
Dad
passed down
owned the
there.
team.
Yeah, he owned the team.
That's kind of it's just like passing your business down to your kids.
Exactly. But that's nepotism. That don't necessarily mean that your kid is going to be the best CEO, most qualified, right? Hey, look, we've been watching Giannis have his brother on his team, who is nowhere. Bronny James is better than Thanasis or whatever his name is, right? What about different coaches? There have been coaches. There have been so many coaches. I want to say Paul Silas' son became a coach, right? He got him into coaching. I want to say Mike Malone, his dad was a coach in the league, right? Like,
people get shit on it, but it's such a rare, like it's never happened before. So for him to even make it a possibility to happen, it's, you know what I mean? It's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. If Bronny isn't good enough, he'll fall off eventually.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I'm gonna tell you right now, as long as LeBron is on that team, Bronny James
Bronny's
is secure.
going nowhere.
He's going nowhere. Bronny, if LeBron plays another 3 years, then Bronny gets to play out his rookie contract, right? His 3 years.
And then we'll see where it goes.
And then, but by then, hopefully he's 19 now. In 3 years, he'll be 22, right? He'll be 22 on his way to 23. He will be a seasoned vet, having played with his dad, been in great shape, learning the game. He's a decent defender. He can shoot the ball well enough, right? It'll be, can he compete at that level with the speed and the size? If he does, then he becomes a journeyman. He has 3 years with the Lakers. He plays with his dad. The Lakers trade him. He goes to another organization. He stays there for a couple of years. He's got 5 years in the league, maybe 7, right?
And is Bryce coming into the league? LeBron's other son.
Bryce is taller. Bryce is already about 6'4", 6'5", right? He's not as athletic as his dad or his brother right now, but he's working with them, and he will get that athleticism. If Bryce ends up at 6'6", 6'7", can handle the ball well enough, shoot the ball well enough, oh yeah, there's no doubt about it. There's no question.
I mean, I was thinking this too, like for Bronny, the best way to maximize his potential would probably be playing with his dad. His dad knows his game more than anyone, so he knows, so I think,
and he's going to work hard.
It'll be fun to watch. Who cares?
It'll be fun. They already said that he has a great work ethic. There's no sense of entitlement. His teammates love him. He plays hard.
I mean, he didn't have much of a college career.
No, I mean, he averaged 4.8 points and 2.5 rebounds in 25 games of inconsistent play. But there's another guy
Oh, you kind of cut out again.
who's in like the Ignite League or whatever, AJ something, that played like, he averaged like 2 points or 1 point in the Ignite League, but he's got a pro body and a pro style of play.
A couple of those Ignite guys got drafted. Yeah, the Pistons drafted an Ignite guy at 5. Cavs got some guy at 6'7", 6'6". We'll see. A wingman. That's what they say we need.
Okay.
Whatever. I don't know.
Well,
we'll see.
Hold up. Well, and last thing I'll say this is, I mean, this draft, it wasn't exciting, right?
No.
Like, I think 4 of the top 5 are like Euros, 3 from France or something, right?
Oh, yeah, another French got picked. A French guy.
The French guy got picked first, and then second was another French guy. I think the first American was like 5th or 6th, right? Which is fine. Those guys are playing pro. They're turning pro at 14 over there, right? And it's a different style of ball. And they're catching up. The rest of the world's catching up. There's no doubt about it. But in the European style of ball, man, they really focus on developing the whole player, right? Like, that's why you got these bigs who are 7 feet or 6'10", who handle the ball, shoot 3-pointers, take you off the dribble, stop and pop, hezzy, fake right, go left, finish, up and under. 6'10". It's 6'9", 6'10" doing this.
Yeah,
so if
crazy.
you're 6, I'm telling you right now, for everybody out there, if you're 6'4" or 6'5", and you ain't got the 3, and you ain't got the hezzy, the up and under, and you ain't got the stop and go, stop and pop, you ain't finish at the rim, and you can't pass with your right, pass with your left, go hard right, go hard left, hesitate. If you can't do that, you don't have a chance, because they got 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", 7-footers who are doing that in Europe. So, for all these coaches in the U.S. who are still position coaches, where it's like big man on the block, little guy play point guard, you're losing. I'm telling you right now, you're losing. You're falling behind. Even when I was in Europe for that short period of time, everybody on the team from the 1 to the took everything, dribbled everything. We all did the ball handling drills. We all took the 3-point shots. So that was from the 7-foot center down to the 6'2", 6'1" point guard. We all did the same drills. So,
all right, Reggie. Well, let's
shout out to Bronny James for making it, for getting drafted.
There you go. Congrats, Bron.
Yeah,
all right, let's do it, Reggie. We got a POORdain. Here we go. This one, there's another 5-coiner in this one, dude.
Ooh, we got 5 points.
Yeah, this is next. So, okay, first off, I went and did some shows in Sacramento. Did you see that transphobic lady? I got into it.
I did see a clip about. Yeah. I didn't see. I don't remember the whole thing.
I remember
you. I saw something you posted.
Yeah, hold up. This lady went off on, or she just made a comment, and I did the joke anyway. I finished, and it crushed. And then
what was the joke? What was the joke?
This is the thing about Kid Rock and the whole Bud Light thing and the trans spokesperson. And then this woman was like, "No, he was trying to be." Of course, I got to use the he. He was trying to be a 13-year-old girl. I don't even know what that means, but I'm like, I was like, they're the most vulnerable group in America. Who gives a fuck? What do you give a fuck for?
Who's trying to be a 13-year-old girl? What kind of sense does that make? She was drunk.
They're just trying to justify hate in any way. Who cares what if they're not hurting anybody, who gives a fuck?
Right.
But then the next day, I did this town, Ileton, Sacramento, or Ileton, California.
ISLETON. I've driven through there. There's, just for the record, folks, I've driven through Ileton, and there's nothing in Ileton.
It's crazy. So I did it last year for everybody. It was kind of fun. It was this bar, it was a small town, but everyone came out. It was really cool, right?
Okay.
So this year he's like, you gotta come back to the Crawdad Festival. They have it every year.
And this is where things went awry.
I
saw the picture.
Yeah. Well, first off, the Delta is funny. Okay. And I was thinking I was performing for the river folk. And how come is it if you live on an ocean or a lake, people think you're doing well, but not if you live on the river?
No. Hold up. Based on the pictures that I saw, you weren't performing for the river folk. you were performing for the river.
Yeah, there no folk.
There was no folk. I was like, what the hell is Sal doing? I was like, this is
let's start
okay.
this off. So here's wait, hold on, let me see.
I was not envious of you. There've been plenty of pictures that I've seen. I'm like, oh man, Sal's in Buffalo, he's in Wisconsin, he's in Kentucky or Tennessee, and he's in North Carolina. I'm like, oh man, that'd be great. But this was one of those shows I was like, oh, that festival joint. I was like, that's all
Which
you,
one
buddy.
are you talking about? The video when you saw me smoking the joint?
I think the video, yeah, you took a hit from some guy walking by or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and then there was another where you're like on the outside stage, and I saw like a smatter of people. And I was like, oh, this is
No, that
gonna
was the
be
same. Yeah, that was the same one. Okay, let's see. How can I make this bigger? Anyway, you see this little picture I took? That's the river.
that's the river that you were performing for.
That's the Sacramento River.
That's the river Sal was performing for you guys.
Yeah.
He got a standing ovation, by the way.
It was very hot and marshy.
Yes.
Okay, so then now the festival. Now I walked around the festival. Before the show, the festival was good. The problem was my buddy didn't have it set up right with the bar. The bar was only doing music this time. I wasn't aware of this. So then when they had us on some stage where it was already like the thing was breaking down, it was too late. That's why it was a bust. But the food was pretty good. And the first thing I had there, and here, I'll show you this. Here's a little picture of here's the sign. This fits the POORdain vibe completely.
All right, yes.
The vinyl
City
sign on a fence.
Let's see, City of Alton, Crawdad Festival, live music, car show, beer, and crawdads.
It's funny too.
Hold up, why did they have to put that there were crawdads at the Crawdad Festival? Like, isn't that implied? An Alton Crawdad
Festival. It says Crawdad 4 times on this flyer. Crawdad Festival, beer and crawdads, crawdadfestival.com, City of Alton Crawdad Festival. Oh, and in the Instagram, Alton Crawdad Festival. So 5 times.
And then they got a picture of a crawdad.
And there's a picture. So if you didn't know, this is now you know.
They're really trying to push the crawdads on you.
I mean, they also had like a car show. So like, all right, here, I'll show you. This is big in these small towns. Like whenever I'm on the road,
they love
sometimes
old cars.
They do, right? So here's another one. This one's a lot better looking of a picture, but I mean, you see their old cars, you see the little sign. Oh, let me make this smaller.
Welcome to Alton Crawdad Festival. Look at that. Yo, that car right there in the front, that's a Chevy. I used to drive one of those. I used to have a car that looked just like that.
How's that?
My car growing up was a 1976 Caprice Classic.
That's what your mom had?
That's what we had.
Did she drive you around in it?
Oh yeah, and it was big like that, and it was heavy, and it was fast. That joint had
get up and go. Why'd your mom have a sporty car?
No, it wasn't sporty. It was just that's what she had. She had a 76 Caprice Classic. And at first I used to be embarrassed about it because when I started driving to school, everyone had these small cars and this whole thing. And then I realized, yo, my joint is nice. And my joint was metal. Like if I got into a car accident, I felt bad for anybody I hit.
Yeah, you'd fuck them
I was
up.
gonna go through your car like wet toilet paper. Like it was gonna be it was gonna be a disaster for you. I was gonna be fine. So
all right, so I'm gonna just use it in the chronological order of me eating, but I went there and had so there was lines like crazy, especially crawdads. I'm not a big fan of just eating the damn crawdad in the styrofoam with the piece of corn. Like I did that one time with you and Marcus. There's just a whole bag, and ooh, it's spicy crawdads, and it's such work for the tiniest amount of meat.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a huge fan. So the first thing, there wasn't as bad of a line, but they had a lobster roll. They call it a roll. It wasn't like an official lobster roll, but it was like a lobster on a fried bow. So if
a lobster on a fried, what's a bow?
Bow. It's like I think it's like a Korean like thing. They make breads out of it. It's like a soft, and so what they did is usually it's very white. It's like white looking. This is me explaining bao. It's probably pretty funny. You know, bao, you ever see the it's like a dumpling almost, it looks like. Anyway, here, maybe if I look it up, I could find it for you.
Yeah, because I never even heard that term before.
I mean, how are you? You're in the Bay Area, dude. That's like bao country.
I never heard of bao. Bao? You say lobster in a bowl? Not a bowl.
Yeah, here, I'll show you. Here's
show me. Because I'm sure our listeners and viewers are like, what the hell is a bowl?
No, they're probably like, what the hell's wrong with Reggie? You don't know what bowl is. Okay, you see it here? You see the chicken in the little thing?
Yeah.
So that bread thing is a bowl.
Oh, okay. I would just call that like a fat tortilla or something. Like, oh, it's got a fat tortilla. It's got a little fat tortilla underneath.
That's what a bao is. It's
like pita bread, like a folded pita bread.
Yeah, it tastes a little different. It's pretty good. I really like it. Okay, so anyway, but it wasn't bad. You fry it with a little panko. So this is from Cafe 949.
Look at this picture. This picture actually looks pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, this is a good picture. A little lemon, got a little greens on there with it. And I'm going to tell you, this is a 5-coiner. This thing was great.
Was it great?
Really good. Yeah, it was good. It was the best thing I had there.
You did a good job with the picture this time. It's almost centered. I don't know. I would have preferred a plate versus the wrapper.
Well, this is Crawdad, dude. You ain't got. There's thousands of people. They ain't got time for that.
They ain't got time for plates. But this actually looks appetizing. It looks crispy. Really it looks crispy. With the little lemon, you get, and then you got a little mixed green on there. Okay, all right. This one, you're getting better with your pictures, man.
Cafe 949. That should be up in your area. Well, maybe it's more Sacramento.
Yeah, I think it's more Sacramento, especially where Alton is.
Yeah. But you know, people come in from all over. Okay. Now, so then I was like, all right,
I can't joke on that one. That one actually looked tasty. If I'm joking on anything,
that's strong, dude. People
that was good.
Damn.
That one looks appetizing.
Nothing poor about that POORdain.
Yeah, that picture actually made it look like it might be tasty. All the other pictures that you've ever taken, I'll pass. But that one,
well, they did a good job. They set it up. All I had to do was click.
Okay.
All right. So then the next one, I don't know the name of this place. So on the series, I mentioned all the places I go in the town. That's what I'm going to put in the description. Keep it simple. These are the spots, and this is the town. And but this one I don't know, but that's okay because this was the weakest link, so they probably wouldn't want me mentioning them. And it was just like, you know, a food truck thing. And they all these are like food trucks, but this one they run out of everything too. So I wanted like Crawdad tacos, and they ran out. So they're like, we could put Crawdad on fries.
Oh, they ran out of the tacos, the actual taco. It was hard shell tacos.
I don't know what it was. I didn't. They were out before I could get it.
Okay.
So then I went with the fries, which was fine, but then they cover it with this remoulade sauce or whatever the hell.
Now we get back to
POORdain.
We're back to POORdain. I mean, the paper plate. The design on the paper plate.
Look how much sauce you fucking put on there.
I know. You can't even see the food. It looks like it's smothered under. Now, hold up, though. Just for the record, I'm a sauce lover. I oftentimes just like food with my sauce, right? Because I love sauce. But in this situation, I think a nice little drizzle would have been nice so we could actually see what the food looks like.
Right, because the Crawdad was good. And it wasn't bad. Like the fries and the Crawdad are good, but they just drenched the shit out of it.
Yeah. And you got is that a plastic fork I see stuck in?
Inside? It's a plastic fork I got in there. I can't eat with my hands, not this stuff.
I know, but you know, you can either leave the plastic fork out of the picture or put the plastic fork in a way that we can see that it's a plastic fork.
I like to keep it a mystery.
I mean, and look, just for the record, I'm sure that this tasted fine because obviously and honestly, fried food just tastes good, right? Like, let's just be honest.
Fries are fries.
Fries are fries, and fried anything is gonna be tasty, right? But yeah, this one we get back to the POORdain on this one. This one with the paper plate, the plastic fork on the side, the splat of sauce on top. They look like they look like they're in a hurry. They're like, all right, here you go. Next.
Yeah. Like I got it in a prison.
Yeah, exactly. But you said it was tasty though.
It was good, but
Okay.
you
It was
know,
all
it
right,
was
but
yeah.
for what it
We'll
paid
go.
for out of 5 coins,
We're going 3.5.
3.5.
We're going 3.5.
3.5 coins for that one. All right.
Okay, and then this is the final one. Now, this one I got to give a shout out. This is my man Mike McBootery.
That's a name for your ass.
That's
Shout
a
out to Mike
name.
McBootery.
If that is a name for your ass. So,
Exactly.
the last time I was there, we did the show and it was great. And then I was hungry. I wanted to eat. Everything closes in a small town early. And
Right.
Mike, who's at the show, he's like, I own the sandwich shop down the street. Come on over. I'll make you guys sandwiches right now. And he did that. And he made us sandwiches in the back room, just gave it to us. Then I went to the bar and ate it at the bar with my drink. It was amazing.
Oh, wait, hold up. His store was closed?
Yeah, it was after the store closed.
And he went in and made you guys sandwiches even after they were
Yeah.
closed. Wow,
Yeah.
that's
Last
shout
year
out
was
to Mike.
amazing.
Yeah,
So
that's
then what
really
Mike did,
that's
he
cool.
had his storefront and only served 2 items for the festival. He's like, you ain't got time for sandwiches, Sal.
Right.
And and they sold out of the melt. He had a crawdad melt, which was everyone was raving about it. So he was out of that, but I went with the jambalaya. So he had crawdad jambalaya, and he put this picture up on his Instagram.
Okay.
And yeah, it's just him making it, but yeah, it was.
I can dig
really
that. It's
good.
over the pot, right? It's like he scooped it right out. I mean,
Right.
okay.
And the crawdad was really good.
And it's a lot of crawdad.
The McBootery is great. I highly recommend it. And I'm gonna tell you, man, I even kind of like I try to riff on him a little because he came to the show. He was one of the few you didn't see along the river watching. And
along watching
everybody knows him in town, and they're like, don't talk bad about Mike. Like he's the sandwich guy. I'm like, he's like Mayor McCheese. Like everybody knows about him. And they all love him. So but yeah, I was like, no, we cool, man. Geez, I ain't ripping on your sandwich, Mayor.
Did you? Oh, so you didn't say anything about him?
No, I did. I was saying something, but I was like just Joshua with them. And yeah, but somebody said something while I was doing that. And I'm like,
they're like, hey, bro.
Some guy who's breaking down, he's not even there.
He's like, hey, man, you better watch it. He's like, nobody goes at the mic.
Nobody goes after Mike.
Yeah, no one goes at the McBootery.
McBootery, and he gave me some sunglasses last time. I wear them all the time. So yeah, I highly recommend McBooteries in Isleton, California.
Okay. All right. Look, I want to say this real quick. Shout out to Mike McBootery for opening your shop and making some sandwiches for my peoples, man. That's actually really cool. Props to you. So anybody out in Isleton or that area, go check out McBooteries and tell them Sal Kalani sent you. He appreciates you.
Yeah, he knew me. Yeah. So yeah, it was a good time. So the food was good. And then he had to do the show, and we know how that went. So
is it one of those shows where you walk off and you go, how and why am I still doing this type of show?
It's funny. I knew what it was before, so it wasn't. So
yeah, because
it's so funny. I've known Stu like a long time too, and like it's so funny. Like he's explaining to me like right before like what we're going to perform at it and stuff because I thought.
And Stu performed too.
Yeah, he hosted it.
Oh, he hosted
and I just stared at him. I was like. And he was like, "What? What do you want me to do? Hey man, this is this. I don't know. What do you do?" And then he just like walked off.
Was it just you and he? It
was just the two of you? There was 4 total. And so
how did the others do? How did the others do? Real
fine.
Quick?
It was the same. It was just like no one is there. You're just talking. You're just trying to, you know what I mean? Just it was whatever. You'll go through things. I mean, it was pretty good. Like the people who were listening were dying. Like it was pretty fun. I because they had like golf carts there breaking shit down too. And I go, I've never performed for golf carts before.
Nice. See, this just goes to show, folks. As a comedian with a career, you can still end up doing. You still end up doing.
You never know, man. And I could have been working with Meadows that weekend, and I was like, I already got this booked at the Crawdad Festival.
Yes, yeah. You can easily end up doing a show for people who are breaking down their trucks.
Right? So I will have some good shows this weekend. I'll be in Portland with Tim Meadows, July 5th, 6th, and 7th. So come on out.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay.
No, it's you're right. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because 4th of July, there's a Sunday show instead of Thursday.
Okay. All right. So what club will you be in Portland?
Helium Comedy Club.
Oh, okay. You've been there. That's
where I met
spot.
Tim. It was funny. I told him, I was like, hey man, we're going to Portland next. I'm like, that's where I met you. He goes, oh, really?
That's like a full circle moment. Yo, hold up. You can edit this out if you need to, but that clip that you posted
it was hilarious.
of Tim introducing you.
That's why I filmed it. I was like, hey, can't feel this. I'm like, I don't have to. He said, no, you feel it. I don't
care. And it was funny because he did one of the most amateur things, which just goes to show that he's a headliner. He was like, I don't know.
Well, he never hosts. He's never had to.
Yeah, he's never hosted. Right, I could tell because he was like, he's like, this next comedian coming to the stage, Sal Kalani. You seen him?
I went to the beginning. He like kind of paused for a second. He goes, "Welcome to the Brook," and he goes, "You're." So that's why you know.
Welcome to the Brook. Yeah. Your first comedian, Sal Kalani.
Yeah.
You may have seen him on Live at Gotham. I'm like, yo, Tim, the reveal Sal Kalani is the reveal. You gotta say that last. So you say,
he did again, but I had to grab the mic and get on the stage.
Okay.
And that was a casino, and you know casinos, man. Like you just kind of I walk out there. There was like 25 people at the corner bar ordering drinks, and there's just noise, and like you could mention it, but then like there's only so much you could do because they're gonna have to sit there and get their drinks. So I just kind of like, you know, I just ate that bullet for him.
Yeah, I did the casinos with Jay Moore, shout out to Jay, and Jay Farrell.
He's part owner of the Lakers now. You gotta get your buddy Jay to hook us up to meet Bron and Bronny.
Oh, that'd be cool. All right, you know, I wonder. All right, I'll see. He's married to Gene.
No, unless you ask.
He's married to the owner, so we'll see. But Jay and I have done the casinos, and Jay Farrell and I have done them, and then Ian Bag and I've done them, and I've done some others. And I gotta admit, my experience with the casinos were actually pretty good considering. The names were pretty big, and the people, like, they had a whole space set out for it. So these spots were filled, like 500 people, except for one. The one that Ian and I did at Aqua Caliente down in Palm Springs. Aqua Caliente. That one was like what's going, like you could still hear the machines.
So you didn't have like a separate.
It was a separate little room, but it was still open.
Yeah,
like,
that's
there's a stage,
good.
And then you can still hear the machines going, and there are people at the bar ordering, and there's just a smattering of people kind of sitting around. But it was so many distractions going on. It's like, it was one of those things where it's just like, all right, man, look, I did it, and I did fine, right? I did fine, you know. But Ian, you know, obviously because he does crowd work and he's talking to people, he killed it. That helps a lot. And I was like, okay. So watching him, I was like, all right, well, I can't do more crowd work because that's his thing. So it was just like, all right, well, I'll just, you know, I'll figure out my thing. And it was one of those sets so you walk off and you go, why did I do this again? Like, why am I here? Right.
I mean, Des and I did a casino in New Mexico, and it would have been, you think it'd be a disaster, but because it was a separate room and the door, it's all closed off from the casino, it was better.
Okay.
And that's so important. Like, and there was, I've done some before, you're right, though, where it's open and you're just hearing slot machines in the background. But then some people get like theaters and stuff. And
yeah, theaters are cool.
So that's kind of separate from the casino show usually. But yeah, I mean, I remember we did the SF comedy competition and we were the finalists, and the 4 of us or the 5 of us, one of the best places that we stayed was the Cache Creek Casino, and we all did our sets and we all kind of ate it. And we were like the finalists after like 3 weeks of this, but it was just, casinos, they're focused on other things.
Yeah. You're just kind of an added thing. It's really about the money.
Right.
But what I'm gonna say is, next time, if you're gonna let Tim do the intro.
That's the first time he's ever done it, so that's why I had to film.
All right, so coach him up next time. Like, yo, Tim, say welcome to say welcome to the place. give my credits and then say my name, right? And then because once he says, welcome to the Brookline or whatever it is, your first comedian, Sal Kalani. Like he didn't even say it with excitement, right? Like
he was searching.
It's like your first, because he was looking
funny.
At you. He's like, our first comedian.
I mean, I was kind of messing with him too, trying to make him break, which, you know, but he's pro, didn't break.
Why? He's giving you your intro. This is your first introduction to the people, and you try to
I knew what I was walking into.
So they're clapping. He says, your first comedian, Sal Kalani. And people are like, oh, okay. And he's like, you may have seen him on, oh, wait, we got to start clapping. There's more. You seen him on Live in Gotham. And you see him on this. And they're like, okay. Oh, wait, do we clap now? Okay.
They were too busy ordering drinks at the bar. They weren't clapping ever.
He said they weren't laughing ever.
No, they weren't clapping ever. They were too busy getting
ever.
drinks at the bar.
Oh, that's funny.
Anyway,
yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty funny. But yeah, so that was it, man.
All right. Well, did you have a good time?
Good time. Good. Oh, there'll be some. I'll have some POORdain stuff from that trip from New England because there's another 5-coiner I found.
Wait, if you're going to Portland, you should go to Voodoo. Was it Voodoo Donuts? Have you been there? I'm sure you've been there before.
Yeah, I've gotten stuff from. Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
you like put a lot of stuff on a donut. I get it.
Yeah, you're like, it's dough and sugar. I mean, what are we doing here? What are we doing? It's dough and it's sugar. It's got a funky name, Voodoo. Okay.
I do remember having a sushi burrito there once, and it was really good.
Oh, sushi burrito. We were talking about donuts. In my head for a second, I thought you said a sushi donut. I was like, what? Like, okay,
no, sir, I don't like
it. All right, man. Well, let's see. We covered we covered the debate, and then we covered the champions, the Celtics. We covered Bronny James playing with his pops, which is amazing. The fact that LeBron has been in the league so long that he will actually be able to play with his 19-year-old son, which is nuts. It's nuts. I mean, LeBron is arguably and easily the only player from the 2003 NBA draft that's still playing basketball, not just professionally, just playing still, right? Like Dwayne Wade ain't playing really nowhere, Carmelo ain't playing. It's amazing for us, and we're witnessing this, right? This dude is 39. He'll be 40 in December. He'll be 40 in December. Can you imagine that?
Wow.
This dude will be 40 in late December. For the first half of the season, he'll be 39, and then and at this point, he's got the scoring record. He's the oldest. He's scored more points than anybody else ever at this age in the league, right? He's got the most points. Every time he scores a point going forward, it's just adding more to a record that we won't ever see it be broken, not in our lifetime. I mean, the previous record stayed for how long? 39 years or something, almost 40 years or something crazy. So. Yeah. I mean, maybe when we're in our 80s or 90s.
Some year, but that's a long career. You got to play almost 20 years.
Oh, easy. No.
To do that. So they'd have to, I don't know.
Well, they already said that for someone to break the record now, they'd have to average like 29, almost 30 points a game for 20 years or something crazy.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So, all right, man. I guess that's it. Anything else? Tom Brady got inducted into the Hall.
You could, we should try. We might have Chaz Hawkins on next time. It'd be 2 weeks. I'm supposed to be gone next week to go to Portland, so I probably can't do this. But the following week, Chaz, I mean, dude, he put a clip up of his trailer of his special. It looked really good because he put these curtains up. It was at the Sacramento Punchline. I couldn't even believe that.
Oh, nice. I did see one. I saw a picture of the clip. So he was at the Sac Punch and he put a curtain up in the back.
Yeah, and it looks really pro. It looked
nice. Good. Wait, what color did he put up? Did he put up blue or
black?
Red?
I think it was black.
Okay, black. I can dig black.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just gonna throw this out here right now too. I think for anybody who's doing a comedy special, do not put up blue.
Why not?
Do not put up blue. Because blue, there are certain emotions that are associated with colors. Right? Red is excitement, right? Energy.
It's also energetic. Danger.
It can be dangerous too, but comedy can be dangerous in the sense of like people, I don't know, pushing people's buttons or something. But blue evokes um more of a mellow tone, right? Like if you go to jazz clubs, the background is blue, and it helps evoke those jazz and blues feelings, right? Bluesy emotional feelings. Whenever I promise you, whenever I watch specials that have blue backgrounds, they're never as funny to me personally, because the blue affects me in a certain way.
I
Blue
have
is
to
like a
look.
very
I have to look.
yeah, look.
See
Now
if that's accurate.
if it's a brick wall, or if it's red, then for comedy, it pops. It pops straight
Interesting.
up. And black is cool, but black absorbs energy too. Just like, just like with the sun, it absorbs the energy.
So
So
what color are
sometimes
you saying to go with? Red?
I'm saying go with red. Now it don't have to be a bright popping red, but red is the color for comedy. You go with a red
Like
background.
about a darker red.
Yeah, maybe even a burgundy or something. But
There you
just
go.
you can't go with blue, and you cannot go with black. I mean, black is fine. Black will work if the lighting's right. If there's enough lighting, because black will absorb the light and the energy. And think about, for me, as my complexion, if I had a black background, then I get sucked into the background. All you see is my shirt and
I'm
my hat.
sure there's some good blue background ones. I'm gonna have
All
to
right, let's
look
look
them
into
up.
it and see. I'm
I'll
sure
look
there's a
them up.
couple, but then the other one is you can't have something that's too busy. Like if it's too
Right.
busy,
No.
then it's distracting, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, shout out to Chaz, man. I'm looking forward to watching this special.
Yeah, I haven't
When
seen
does
him
it
in a
drop?
while. He didn't tell me. Sometime in July.
Okay, so it's coming up soon. All right. All right. Well, let's I guess let's wrap this thing up.
All right, buddy. Wrap us up, Red Dredge.
All right. The interruption is coming, I'm sure of it. But let's go ahead and start. I hope you enjoyed today's episode we love doing it, and we're gonna keep on doing it. The best thing you can do for us is that you could like, if you enjoyed it, you can like and subscribe and share this with your friends and families and coworkers and whoever else. So with that being said, this Sal Kalani. You're above me right now, but you're usually over there. But the Sal Kalani, that's Sal Kalani. I'm Reggie Steele, and this is Spitballin. Peace.